I look for the best router because I get to test every single router that we sell. For the average user, it comes down to need, budget, and future proofing. Need being how much space do you have? Some routers cover a certain space and do it fine, and you don't need more than that. Some people want to buy a $50 router and cover a 5,000 square foot home, and it's not going to happen. So it's about figuring that out, being realistic about it, and targeting something that can cover what you need it for. Because why would you waste small amount of money on something that's not going to cover it rather than a little bit more to make sure you get Wi-Fi, which we've gone through is the most important, possible one of the more important things on a day-to-day basis. Budget obviously is important for most people, so that there's usually some kind of leeway in that regard. You usually will sacrifice one or the other. So some people have a larger home, maybe some more external antennas, something for more coverage. Some people have a smaller home, but might use a lot of devices and a lot of gaming and video. They might just want to focus on the processor. Maybe they also focus more on wired devices. If you're wired devices, you don't have to focus as much on the wireless, and you want to focus more on what's going on inside of it. One of the things we do and most companies do is have some kind of router finder. We do have a router finder that helps you based on those type of answers, find the right router for you, at least in our product line. But you want to target something that's a little bit more than you need. Because if you buy what's needed for yesterday or for today, when you add something else to it, might not be enough. You don't want to, personally, I don't like to promote bleeding edge technology or like a wireless AD, which is like the next level. They've already started releasing it because there still aren't devices that are even compatible with it. There's always going to be some backward compatibility with, devices and Wi-Fi standards. And you don't want to go too backwards in it, but you want to maximize what you got. So to me, again, it's just need, budget, and future proofing, and making sure it's what you're comfortable with. But always err on a little bit more antennas or processor if you can, and make that a priority. I think because once you make it the right choice, you'll be happier. How many more times do you want people to yell and say, the Wi-Fi is not working again, and then you just reset it? At a certain point, it's about number of devices connecting it to it. It's about the intelligence. Even the newer devices have some kind of intelligence which allow you to allow more people through the doors. There's something called MU-MIMO, and that basically means multi-user, multi-input, multi-output or something. And basically that allows more people to connect at the same time. What people don't understand, that even if you get a more powerful router wireless-wise, if it doesn't have the proper programming, you're still connecting one at a time. So it's like if 5 people try to connect to it, or your devices, even if it's connected, it's still kind of communicating and trying to transport its keys all the time. There's a line that forms. These newer devices open that line and make 2 lines. So even though the internet speed, overall when you do a speed test or whatever, might stay the same, it's about how that speed is getting there and at what other device's expense is it. One of the things we focus on too is what's called quality of service. Quality of service and bandwidth management, sound complicated, but they're actually, very useful tools, especially if you have kids or people that hog internet connectivity and you want to make sure your stuff is prioritized. If you're the worker or the breadwinner or whatever else, you can stay there and say, I kind of want my laptop and my TV to get priority before these other things get priority, because my kid doesn't, if his YouTube videos go slower, he'll just find something else to do. If my video chat keeps interrupting, I lose business, So it's kind of I think that's where it's going, at least internet in general. There's coverage and there's priority and being smarter devices. And that's how we always focus it, at least for individual users and small business at Flash routers.